It's coming. The second week of July is coming, but most people aren't ready for it. You should be ready though, because this week has shaken many people even before it began. Emotions are mixed, inner peace is disturbed, old wounds have suddenly resurfaced. July has just begun, yes, but the real impact will be felt in the second week. If you're wondering why, I'll explain it to you shortly. Because what will happen starting July 7th will change everything. The first week was just a prelude, a vibration, a warning. The real transformation is beginning now. The heavens are aligning, energies are intensifying, and spiritual pressure is increasing. This is no coincidence. This is a call. That's why you needed to see this message. Because the old version of yourself is about to be shaken. If you resist, you will struggle. But if you surrender, the ascent will begin. Most people will feel restless without even realizing the change. They won't be able to sleep. They'll feel suffocated, and they'll tire for no reason. But they won't understand why. You, however, know. Starting on July 7th, this energy gateway will test you in two ways: your courage and your tolerance for loneliness. Because this transition cannot be done in a crowd. It is an inner journey. It requires silence, loneliness, and awareness. Something deep in your heart may be calling you. Your desire to be alone for no reason. Your exhaustion from crowds. Your inability to tolerate meaningless conversations. These are not coincidences, but signs. Your soul is pulling you back to prepare. This week will be a week of letting go of the old, burning the past, and redefining yourself. It is normal to feel emotionally turbulent. Old issues will also resurface. This is a cleansing process. Everything is coming to the surface because you can no longer hide it. And if you miss this frequency may not come back as strongly again. So time is not on your side. On the contrary, it is putting pressure on you. You need to take action, but not externally, internally. If you make space for yourself this week, listen to the silence, and allow your heart to guide you, you can turn this energy to your advantage. But if you ignore it, get lost in others' chaos, it won't just be this week that shakes you. The months that follow might as well. Because this isn't an end. It's a preparation, a call to let go of everything that makes you who you are. And what comes next is waiting for you. Before we go into this, I want you to do 3 things. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and leave the number 777 in the comments. You can also share it with someone you want to benefit from this video and support their spiritual awakening. Now let's go deeper. We are entering the second week of July, and this week is no ordinary week. It is a burst of energy, a test of consciousness. Most people were caught off guard mentally this week because the energies of the first week triggered many things beneath the surface. Sleep patterns were disrupted, dreams intensified, emotional reactions became exaggerated, and many people found themselves grappling with an unexplainable restlessness. But now the real reason is coming to light. Because as of July 7th, the 777 portal is opening, and this year's alignment carries a frequency that is much stronger than in previous years. Numerologically, 7 represents spiritual awakening, divine wisdom, and inner resolution, and its repetition 3 times amplifies this energy threefold. So this is not just a nice number. It is a time when the universe opens itself to you, lifting the veil. And right at the center of this portal, a quiet yet revolutionary shift is taking place in the sky. Uranus is moving into Gemini on July 8th. In astrology, Uranus is associated with sudden changes, revolutions, technology, bursts of awareness, and mental leaps. And this planet is now stepping into Gemini, which represents the mental realm. Do you know what this means? Change is now leaping from the physical level to the mental realm. Thoughts, belief systems, communication styles, and the connections we have with the digital world will be rewritten. Perceptions will be recoded, old thought structures will collapse, and mental patterns will be broken. The information bubbles that hide the truth will burst one by one. That's why many people will experience confusion this week. Because Uranus makes itself known suddenly. Something you didn't know yesterday is thrust into your face today. That's why some relationships will end, some ideas will collapse, and some plans will become completely meaningless. But the interesting part is this This chaotic seeming energy is actually part of a divine order, because this week also marks the exact midpoint of the annual alignment between the Sun and the star Sirius. In ancient Egypt, this time period was considered the new year, the 0 point of the spiritual year, and we are right at the heart of this alignment. This alignment activates our spiritual heart. It brings about dissolution and reprogramming at the DNA level. So throughout this week, you are transforming not only mentally, but also at the cellular level. As all this is happening, the world will seem to be speeding up. You may feel as if time is bent. Days seem long, but weeks seem to pass quickly. On the one hand, you can't keep up with events, and on the other hand, you feel an inner stillness and emptiness. This emptiness is being created so that your new self can settle in. If you fear this emptiness and try to fill it immediately, you will miss the entire process. But if you accept this emptiness as sacred and settle into it with silence, then you will receive the true download. Remember, this 2025 is a year when collective awakening accelerates and the difference between 5D consciousness and the 3D world becomes more pronounced. And one of the major turning points at the center of this year is the second week of July. Because as Uranus moves into Gemini, it frees the mind, and every mind that is freed breaks a chain. But this freedom will not come easily. First comes mental chaos, then spiritual clarity. That's why this week will be filled with headaches, nervous tension, communication breakdowns, and misunderstandings, because the energies are trying to settle. When you notice this, you will be ahead of the game. Your task is this: make space for the answers that come when you are silent, because this week, the answers will come whispering, not shouting, in your dreams, in what your body feels, in the lyrics of a song, in a sudden insight. If you don't slow down your mind, you will miss these messages. This week, events may occur that will sever you from the past. Some people may quietly leave your life. Some partnerships may fall apart. This may even happen against your will. But don't resist, because the universe is now taking away everything that no longer belongs to you. This is a difficult but necessary reset. Without cleansing, the new cannot come to you. And the more willingly you do this cleansing, the smoother your transition to the new frequency will be. Because the 777 portal is not just a door, it's a mirror. Whatever you bring into it, it reflects back. If you enter with unresolved emotions, suppressed anger, or unclosed chapters, it will only amplify that energy. But if you enter with awareness, surrender, and openness, it will offer you the next cycle of your life. Finally, know this: everything you experience this week is redefining you. Nothing that happens is random. Every encounter, every separation, every inner turmoil carries a message. Your soul is transitioning to a new software. As the old version dissolves, the new version is being installed. And your greatest responsibility in this process is to make space for yourself, because you are ready for this transition. If you weren't ready, you wouldn't be reading these lines. The second week of July didn't find you. You called it. Now is the time to approach what you called with courage. That's why this week, you may suddenly feel overwhelmed by your emotions. You may swing between joy and sadness. You may feel constricted. Your eyes may suddenly fill with tears, and you may even get angry at yourself, asking, "Why do I feel this way?" But don't suppress any emotions, because this week, all the emotions coming out of your energetic body, mind, and heart are actually waves of cleansing. If you allow them to pass through you instead of suppressing them, they will leave you. If you hold on to them, they will remain stuck inside you. If you allow them to leave, they will leave a void behind. And that is where growth begins. Your body will also feel this transformation. Events that normally do not affect you may tire you out this week. You may experience physical reactions such as headaches, stomach cramps, heaviness in the neck area, heart palpitations, or numbness. This is not a breakdown, it is a recalibration. Your soul's frequency is rising, but your body needs time to adjust to this new vibration. So take good care of your body this week. Rest, drink water, spend time in nature. Detox not only physically, but also energetically. Pay attention to what you watch, who you talk to, and what tires you out. Everything that tires you out this week, is actually a part of you trying to break away. Let it go. At the same time, you may receive very powerful intuitive messages this week. Your dreams, in particular, will speak to you more clearly than words. Familiar faces, old relationships, childhood memories or symbols may appear in your dreams. These are not coincidences. Your soul is showing you what is unresolved. It is trying to tell you what you need to let go of, which wounds no longer serve you. Write down your feelings as soon as you wake up. Your dreams will unfold before you like pieces of a puzzle. During the day, follow the impulses that come from within you, the ones you feel strongly but don't know the reason for. Small urges like calling that person, going to that place, listening to that song, or opening that book. These are actually cosmic clues coming to you. Intuition is your highest source of knowledge this week. Logic cannot carry this energy. You will also be drawn into a different realm of awareness in terms of communication. Some conversations will seem very superficial and empty. Some conversations will make you feel an inner emptiness. This is not a time to distance yourself from people, but a time to strengthen your connection with your inner voice. You are in a place where you can hear what is not said more than what is said. People's facial expressions, energies, and postures may convey messages to you more clearly than ever before. Therefore, there may be sudden withdrawals or silences in some relationships. Do not take these personally, because this week, everyone is going through their own inner transition, and some paths may no longer intersect. This is not a separation, but a divergence in direction. Time will also flow strangely this week. You may experience a lot in a single day. The week may end suddenly, but the day may feel like it's never ending, because the portal energy is bending time. Everything seems to be happening very quickly, but you may feel like you're in a void. Don't think of this feeling as a void, but as a gap, a passageway that has opened between the old you and the new you. You can't move forward without determining your direction here. Your mind may be indecisive in this gap, and your heart may be silent. So don't make decisions in a hurry. Allow for silence. When your mind stops talking, you will hear what your heart is saying. This week is also a week of confrontation with yourself. Every issue you have swept under the rug will slowly remind you of itself. Sometimes it will be a memory, sometimes a feeling, sometimes a sense of guilt. Instead of ignoring them, look them in the eye, because this is your process of who I was, who I am, and who I am becoming. This confrontation is not coming to hurt you, but to complete you. You are putting the pieces together. You are not repairing the broken parts.